Hey, it's Paul Blough, and today we're going to talk about the importance of designating a person as your HIPAA security officer. Now, I want to kind of just stop for a second and make sure that you understand what I'm talking about when I say that, because for most of you, that's just like, oh, I'm going to take Joan over here and I'm going to give her that title just so I can check the box off that I have a HIPAA security officer. That is not what I'm talking about. So just giving her a title doesn't do you any good whatsoever. What you have to do is you actually have to designate a single individual. It cannot be a group. It cannot be a bunch of people. We can't say we're all the HIPAA security officers. It has to be an individual, and then the individual has to be empowered to be able to do the job. So they're going to need to have some kind of a training program to be able to make sure that they understand what the requirements of that position are. And then they're going to have time to do that position. Now, I think the training I probably can sell you on pretty quickly. You do a 4-hour class, do an 8-hour class, I'm certified, great, good to go. But really what I'm talking about is that ongoing time that they've got to spend investigating HIPAA. HIPAA is not a once and done type of thing. It is something that has to be continually maintained, updated, reviewed, analyzed, looked at. And so that person's going to need to have time to do that. Now, most of the businesses that we're targeting and that these videos are targeted towards are going to be small businesses. And so I'm just going to take it from that perspective. If you're a larger business, you may have the privilege of having a dedicated HIPAA or HIPAA/compliance officer, but most of the people watching these videos are not going to be in that category. You're probably going to be the HIPAA security officer plus 27 other things that you have to do in a given day. So how much time does it really take to be a HIPAA security officer? What is it that we're asking you to make a commitment to be, to try to guarantee that you're going to be successful in meeting the criteria of really what the design of the HIPAA security officer mandate is about? I think it's about 5% of your day. So if you take 5% of your work week, roughly a half hour a day-ish is really what we're talking about. Now, it may not be every day a half hour. It may be occasionally a half hour one day. It may be an hour another day, maybe no time the day after that. But it's going to average out probably to about 4 hours a weekish or something in that nature. So you're going to have to actually put time in it. Now, probably some of you just gasped and thought, you know, where in the world am I going to find 30 more minutes out of a day? I don't want you to do it at the end of the day. I don't really want you to add time to your day. You guys just have to make that commitment. You're going to have to find that time. Probably needs to be first thing in the morning while you're fresh and you're alert. You look at any notifications that have came in, you do your analysis of the reports, you review your policies, and you start working on it at that particular point before you get sidetracked with a bunch of other things. So I would suggest to you as the HIPAA security officer that you would take the first 30 minutes of your day and try to spend that on updating, managing, analyzing the HIPAA information that's going to be flowing into you. That'll be from reports within your internal EHR system, your medical record system, reports from your network, reports from service providers, and then just making the observations throughout your office about people that are compliant, not compliant, doing security reminders, all of those things that are really the purview and the responsibility of the HIPAA security officer. So don't take it lightly. It is a big responsibility. It is manageable. A lot of front-end work initially, and then it'll taper off pretty quickly, but it'll never go away. And it's not something you can neglect and do, I'm going to catch up in a month or I'm going to catch up in 3 months. You just won't do that if that's the case. So it is essential. It is a requirement to have a designated security officer. That needs to be in writing. It needs to be in black and white with a signature of somebody on the executive level that has designated this individual, acknowledging that that person has that responsibility. That person does need to be trained, and that person needs to be empowered with the ability to spend time doing the things that are necessary to make that job function.